gotta be. I ain't living in your fantasy, and I'll be real if it's the death of me. I'ma be who I gotta be, and I don't care who you pretend to be, cause I'll be real if it's the death of me.
I wanted to talk about AI and specifically Chat GPT. Yeah.
Chat GPT.
Going
Have y'all used
crazy.
it?
No, but I'm thinking about like
I've used it a little bit.
Why? Kenny,
It's
you
fun.
used it?
I just like to mess around. Like you just give it.
said why? I think it can do everything. That's why.
Well,
it's fun.
first of all, let's talk about it. What is Chat GPT?
Yeah.
Right.
Hold on. Do we have time for this right now? I don't even know if we have time for this. I don't think we have time for the chat conversation, but maybe we have a conversation about AI in general.
Yeah, we can do chat. We'll dive into Chat GPT later.
That works.
Yeah.
I got lots of words on that one. We can save that.
Yeah.
But my take off first glance is I think we need to embrace it. You know, I don't think it's going to take over because there's always going to be wires crossing. There's always going to be variances that can't be detected, right? Or can't be like factored in to be 100% autopilot or like not manned. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't start getting rid of people in place of a Tesla. We can't stop getting rid of people in place of an automation, because what if something goes wrong with the vehicle, like which it likely would? What if something goes wrong with the automation, which it likely would? Now you need people to repair it. Now you got reworks on your hands. So like, I think we should just embrace it and you know, learn with it as it gets smarter. You get smarter, because God dang, that thing is good, man.
Yeah,
AI is good. Chat GPT is good, bro.
Have you used it, G?
They're already trying to integrate it into Salesforce. Bro, this thing, like, I use it to teach me stuff. I don't use it to just cheat, and I use it to learn to a degree. Like, because the way that it breaks stuff down, and it's also it has contextual knowledge, so like it remembers stuff. So like if I say, hey, teach me how to do this automation so I can fire out an email based on X, Y, and Z criteria, I can reference that conversation later on. It'll remember
crazy,
that.
Dude, it's crazy smart. But it's
Bro,
like
it's scary.
It's cool though. It's like outside of ChatGPT, I agree 100% with your point. I think we need to embrace it, and we need to grow with it, right?
Grow with it. I don't even think
it's
like an either or type of thing.
It's gonna be here. I mean, think about the Industrial Revolution and things we've had in our history, right? People were super against automation on like making cars, right? And because there used to be people on every single line. Now you maybe have a couple supervisors or some line workers, and it's so much more efficient. Like things are always going to change as humans, and as a capitalistic society, like we're striving for efficiency and how do we produce more with less. AI is such a powerful tool, but it's also I understand the dangers behind it, like a little bit, and I understand the fear. But I think if we want to grow with it, and this might get too political, but it's like we need actual people at the top that understand how technology works, because we have people in leadership who don't understand technology. They don't understand policy. Like, how can you draft policies around it?
Are you saying that's because they're too old?
Either too old, or they don't have the time. Like, they just don't have the technical knowledge. Like, how many people have an adult in their life, or even a kid who doesn't know how to use a phone, or how to use a printer, or how to use a computer, right? Like, think about it. There's people around us who
that's true.
Like we have to do basic IT, who can't just do basic IT, or they're not self-sufficient enough with tech to know how to Google.
That's true.
And find the answer.
Yeah.
Like how
we
many
did
times
on the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah. But we learned, right? Like, we were able to trial and error and learn. Some people,
full circle.
It's such a, I mean, you just think about, in our lifetime, we went from dial-up to high-speed fiber internet all across the country. You go to having the world in your pocket.
This is completely a conversation for another time, and people gonna think I'm stupid for this, but I still cannot wrap my mind around the fact of, like, how did we start with like nothing, just wilderness, to building skyscrapers, cell phone? Like, how do we transmit music from how? If you put me outside in the wilderness, I can't even think of how I'm about to make like housing, bro. Like, man,
but it's just crazy.
My mind around that, bro.
I actually think about this probably way more than I should, about how we've seen so much in our lifetime.
Like, we're just used to it.
Yeah, and we're used to it. But then you think about like our parents, our grandparents, like where we are now is completely foreign. That they've seen some stuff, man, and it's like sometimes it puts in perspective. Like when my parents ask me for like a simple IT question, right? And I'm like, man, like it's I get why this might not be like obvious to you. It's because I've grown up with this.
Yeah, they had to go to a
Right.
library to use a computer
Yeah,
Man,
not everyone
phones
Yeah.
was yay big.
in a bag.
Yeah,
Hey
I
man,
remember using the dial thing, man. You know what I'm talking about?
and my dad, bro, I hook up an HDMI for him. He'd be like, "Hey, boy, you going places?"
Yeah, but like we're getting a little off topic. But I heard a thing like you ask a younger teen now, like okay, so like if you guys are gonna gesture that you're on the phone, what hand gesture would you use? Yeah, right. But if you ask someone younger, they do this
No.
because they don't know that they don't know the phone looks like this, bro.
No.
Yeah, because they're just used to their cell phone, so they're gonna go
Wow.
like this
Oh snap!
because they're holding their iPhone.
I
But
don't even,
That's
because
crazy.
this
I don't
this
even
is
know
from
how
like
I hold my phone. Like,
yeah,
like Gil
see?
lately, I'm like,
Are we aging ourselves?
Yeah, dude, we're
Oh,
old because we know what like like I had a phone where I had to click it.
I knew you was about to. I knew somebody was gonna say that. Hey, look, I still got a flip phone. Okay, it's somewhere around here. Look,
Man,
look.
I ain't even talking about cell phones. I'm talking about like
that's a
house phone, like
yeah.
landlines,
Oh yeah,
bro.
yeah,
He
yeah.
talking about like get off the phone. I'm on the phone. Like,
Yeah, like I'd be calling my friend down the
dang.
street, like, yo, can you come out and play? All right, cool, I'm coming out.
Dang.
Does anybody
Like,
still have house phones?
Yes, a lot
You
of
got
people do.
one?
My mom has
Oh,
one.
people do. Okay, yeah,
people still do.
do.
My mom still had one, and she like her excuse is, "Yo, I sent all my spam there." I'm like, "Mom, like, you can easily click hang up on spam.
Yeah,
Like, you don't have to pay for a
right.
house line. Oh, they put it in the bundle. Yeah, all right, man. We'll just have another conversation about this. Don't
Yo,
worry
that's
about it.
why I still can't believe people pay for landlines. I never knew it.
Hey man,
Yeah, they bundle it in, and
Yeah,
the
like
companies are getting
$5.
off on that because they are so smart to like bundle it in for a certain group. Like, yeah, we'll
it's
give you.
cheaper for you to keep it. Literally, cheaper to keep it.
Yeah,
It's
That's
like,
crazy.
and it's cheap. And
I ain't gonna
yeah.
lie, man. If I go over your house and you got a home phone, I'm a flame.
Same.
that's messed up. You gonna
But
roast my mom's? You
going
gonna
back
roast
to
my
like,
mom's, huh?
yeah,
But if you,
how you gonna roast his mom?
I said, y'all.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get one just for
Yeah.
you.
Hey man, I come over.
I think going back to the AI discussion though, like I said, I think we have to grow with it, but not necessarily AI, but automation. This might be a hot take. This might be a really controversial take, but I think like Steak and Shake here in Indianapolis and like some McDonald's and like the other places in the country are going to like cashierless storefronts. Like they still have a drive-through, but if you go into the store, you just have that big screen and you just order yourself.
So
I
you're
actually support that.
I do too.
I like
Because
that. As a consumer, I like it. As a consumer,
no, no, no.
because they're
We're talking about. Hold on a second. Just want to clarify. I know that some of them they already have the little screens in there. You're talking about completely getting rid of the
no. Only the screens. There's still
only the
people
screens.
working.
Yeah,
There's still people working.
yeah, yeah. They're
Like,
making the food, but no one's at the register anymore.
Yeah.
correct. I like that a lot
But
better.
that's like addressing one of their pain points though, because
Yeah.
they're one of their issues is staffing and bad customer service. So
Yeah.
you're kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I went and had like the contactless order for the first time at McDonald's the other day. I've seen them all the time, never use it. I was running, I'm like, you know what? It wasn't bad not talking to nobody. I ain't have to, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my phone. It was cool. Like,
So this is why part of the reason why I want to have this conversation is because like, and we definitely got to cut this off now, but AI, there's going to be more technology in positions like that. But one of the biggest things why people don't think that like chat GBT is good just yet because it doesn't have the human element. And that's like the biggest complaint of it right now is it doesn't have context of a situation. So eventually it'll be able to build in that context, but the human element, how important is that when it comes to businesses? Relationships are going to depend on AI eventually. You driving your car is going to depend on AI. So like how much is context or a human element, human touch, personalization going to play into this evolution?
I'll answer that question with a question. How important is emotional intelligence?
How important is emotional intelligence?
Or how important is it? Better yet, would you want somebody who had a lack of emotional intelligence in any position? And if any position, what would it be? And I guess that's where you could, start off, AI driven operations or whatever. But
right.
you don't want nobody in sales that ain't got no heart or no sympathy.
Exactly. But I feel like there's such an extreme, like if it gets to that point where AI is literally driving the world, then we have a problem.
No, eventually that's the thing though, is why would it ever stop? Because of your pain point of efficiency with McDonald's. Like that's a perfect example, because we still it's much faster probably for a human to go and do something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's cheaper for the machine, but that's it. It's cheaper for the machine, and maybe there's less.
The reason why it'll stop is because of humans.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's always one-offs to where it's like we have preferences to where it's like, all right, yeah, we can automate this, we can do that. This though, no way.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
no way in the world I would let a robot. This has to be done. Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? Like we got our preferences. And I think there's human limits. So we'll put limits on ourselves to like the automations and AI that we're building.
Yeah. In order, like I think I forget what the stats are, but like a majority of this country is rural, right? How are you gonna get every rural people who aren't living in, I don't know, like how are you gonna get a larger demographic to buy into
it's not gonna happen.
AI?
No, them people that are out there on that land and they unbothered.
I'm sure that there's a point in time though where we're growing as a population. 50, you know what I'm saying? Like
I think 50 plus years probably.
Yeah.
50 plus years, we gonna be at iRobot. Like what's that movie with the robots?
With Will Smith?
Is it iRobot?
Yeah, it's
iRobot.
Yep. Did you watch that video?
Gonna make it.
That was literally the intro. It was iRobot.
Oh,
the video with ChatGPT, and it was literally iRobot. I'm like, come on, man. ChatGPT, instead of starting it off with like the user interface, no, they started with iRobot.
Hey, I'm glad that they paid that picture, because like, what else is it? It is what it is.
It kept me there. It had me glued to my seat.
It is what it is. Let's wrap this up though, because I know that we got other stuff to do, and we've already given too much. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all got anything that y'all want to share? Anything that's inspired y'all recently? Anything you're looking forward to? You want to drop some motivational nuggets on us, Golightly? You normally have something.
I do normally have some. I got none today, man. I actually was gonna make a gym round post, but I do got some motivation, man. I'm really inspired right now. I told you I want to do content creation, so I'm putting together the foundation. So really excited to see some growth on that this week. That's what's driving me, because that is what I really want to do, like personally, outside of work. So I'm just really excited about that.
Love it. Kenny, I know we just talked about this. You stay pretty even keel. How you doing over there?
Great, man. This weekend is the Lunar New Year, which is also commonly known as Chinese New Year, but obviously a lot of Eastern civilizations celebrate it. So going home to my family this weekend, celebrate. So excited for that.
Nice. Tell everybody I said hi. I don't know what you introduced me as to your family, but
I'll just be like, yeah, man, this guy makes me talk on Zoom every day.
Kenny is on fire.
I'm motivated by the weather and
rub it in.
Right, I'm about to say, what he talking about?
My apartment was like my college dorm room for like 2 weeks just because of time, and now it's like starting to come together. Like legit, my TV has been sitting on the floor for 3 weeks. Yeah, just hadn't put it up yet. Hadn't had time. Don't have a couch. You know what I'm saying?
That's a real bachelor pad.
Yeah, so figuring that out. But yeah, I'm motivated because that's starting to come together. I'm about to start getting plugged into my community, creating my community. More of that to come soon, right, Golightly?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, more of that to come soon. But I'm gonna wrap it up. Appreciate y'all for listening. Appreciate y'all for hopping on and sharing with me today. Next time we're gonna talk about this chat thing. So y'all gonna teach me something and learn about oligopolies, monopolies. Learn about your diplomats and your diplomacy. Like I don't know how y'all don't know this stuff. Like I learned this stuff in 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying?
We'll make sure ChatGPT teaches them.
Yeah. There we go.
Democracy is the only thing that matters, Leo.
There's the answer. Yes. Appreciate y'all again. Like we always say, pursue excellence and cherish everyone. Peace. Yo, thank you for tuning into the P.E.A.C.E podcast. You know, this podcast actually started off with 4 friends sitting around a table once a week. We were having conversations to educate ourselves about the world around us, talking about what we're dealing with day to day as regular people, and simply to self-reflect. So that's all that you're seeing us do here, and you're getting to see it live. So I challenge you to do the same thing. If you've made it this far, obviously something caught your attention. So get a group of friends and build a small community and start to join in the conversation. Like, these are tough conversations, these are fun conversations, but these are conversations that are needed to be had. In fact, I want to make it easy for you. If you're listening to this podcast at home, invite a friend over. Or maybe invite 2 friends over, 3 friends over, whatever it is. Turn your TV on, your computer, your phone, wherever you want to watch it, turn the podcast on, okay? And join in the conversation. If you're listening to this maybe on a run, at the gym, I get it. I do the exact same thing. But maybe you can share the link, clip the file or something like that, and just pose one of the questions that you heard here today. The point is to build community and to self-reflect. Oftentimes we don't vocalize the things that we need to work on, and that's one small way that I think that we can, help improve ourselves, improve others, and most importantly, pursue excellence and cherish everyone. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again next week. Peace.